In this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to make a slab plate. The first thing you want to do is get about 4 pounds of clay, a rolling pin, you're going to need some yardsticks or rulers, and also a fabric sheet that will help it not stick to the table. Once you have your clay, go ahead and take your palm of your hand and smack that clay until it's about 1 to 2 inches thick. Once you have that thick enough, we're going to do something that's called throwing your slab. And what you're going to do is you're going to be taking your clay, throwing it, letting that back edge touch, and then stretch it forward. And you want to turn the clay as you do this. And then what that will do is eventually stretch out that clay. This is a new technique that I'm showing you, and it's kind of fun, so go ahead and try to practice it. And if you need help, just come and ask me. All right, so now that that's done, I'm going to be rolling out my slab using the traditional ways that we have before. 2 rulers on each side and a rolling pin. And remember, with the plate, it's even more so very important that you get an even thickness everywhere you go. So be very particular in making sure that you're rolling it as you need. Also, as you go, I would strongly suggest cutting out the clay until the size of a plate, just so that you can make it easier on yourself, because we're making a pretty big flat piece. Okay, so keep on going, roll, and as you go, keep on cutting the size of the plate. Okay, so now that my clay is the proper thickness, I'm going to take my needle tool and trace around the paper plate. This is a really good way to make sure that you're getting a good size and it's circular. Okay, so trim that clay off, and then what I want you to do is carefully flip the clay and the plate together by using one hand on each side and flipping it. Now we're going to start to mold that clay into the plate. And the way that we're going to do that is by taking the clay, lifting it up, using your fingers to push into the corner, and then gently fold the clay over into the plate. And you want to do this around and around. So lift, push into the plate, and then fold over. Do not take the clay and run your hands around it and squish it into the plate. You want to do this folding method so that you don't run into cracks. Okay, so take that clay, lift it, and fold over. Now that you've done that all the way around, we're going to do the last step, which is just taking your finger and gently pushing the clay into the corners. Take your index finger and go around just to make sure that that clay is all the way to the corner of the plate. Okay, so now that that's finished, you're gonna let the clay get leather hard. Please try to keep your plate as flat as possible. Don't hold it so that it folds into the shape of a taco. The clay will remember that when we fire it, so just try your best to keep it as flat as possible.